Hello, welcome to another pivotal moment. These are always so amazing. And today's guest is someone who I've actually been trying to get in the conversation for a while because her story is just so amazing. And what she's doing for the community is just worth sharing. So I am so glad, Edna, that you have decided to come and join the conversation. And for you all out there who are tuning in, I'm just going to read a little bit about Edna and what she's doing. So, mom of two, wife of for 26 years, natural skincare formulator and wellness advocate. And what I love about it, and I know Edna, you're going to get into much more about this, but Edna struggled with her own issues, painful issues. And you all know I love a good story about someone who has taken their own trials and tribulations and actually turned it around to help benefit others. So she has created Purity's Embrace. And yes, I had to make sure I got that right. Yes. So Edna, welcome to the conversation. I've done a bit of bio about you, but why don't you introduce yourself and just tell people who you are and what you have going on?
Thank you, Lena. And it's just such a joy to finally be here. It's been a long time coming, so I'm just delighted to be here. I'm a real fan of yours, so what you're doing.
Thank
But
you.
yes, so as you mentioned, I am the owner and founder of Purity's Embrace Natural Skincare. And the reason why I started the company is that a lot of women are suffering with feminine health issues and not realizing that the products that we're using, the ingredients in them can actually be contributing to these issues and making it worse. And so I want to give women a healthy alternative. We all want to feel beautiful, but we need to do it in a way that's going to be healthy and that's not going to affect our health. And I learned the hard way how that can happen. But I want to give women a healthy alternative and raise awareness about these issues and the connection between our cosmetics and these health issues.
Wow, I love it. It's just so important and so needed. So, of course, we're talking about pivotal moments, and I alluded to a little bit about your pivotal moment, but Anna, go ahead and talk about your pivotal moment that you're going to be sharing today.
Okay, so I'm going to lay the groundwork a little bit as to when the symptoms that led to the pivotal moment started. But back in 2008, I felt like my body just shut down. I felt like I just hit a wall. I could not. It was painful to get up in the morning. My body was heavy. It ached, and I didn't understand what happened. It's just like everything shut down. And for every day that I got up for work, I struggled to get up to go to work, not knowing what was going on. And I did this for about 2 years. And then I finally left my job, and I tried to do full time volunteer work. And I tried to do that for 2 years, struggled every day to get up, to go through my routine. It was tough. I basically, my day looked like I would get up, struggle to get up, take my boys to school, come home, get back in the bed, get up in time to pick them up for school, come home, get back in the bed, and then struggle to get up to make dinner for the family because that was important to me to have family time. So it was a struggle. So for what 4 years, I kept telling my doctor something's not right. I'm tired all the time, and they kept telling me to take vitamins. I also suffer with anxiety and insomnia, so they tell me to take chamomile tea and lavender, all kinds of natural remedies, which I tried, but it was deeper than that. It wasn't just regular fatigue. It wasn't just regular anxiety. And eventually, after 4 years, my doctor came to me and says, "Oh, we found the Epstein-Barr virus in your blood, and you have chronic fatigue syndrome." So, of course, I didn't know what it was, so I had to do a lot of research. But basically, or now that's another name for it is ME, chronic fatigue syndrome, ME. So I had to do a lot of research, and basically, it's an autoimmune disease, And it very often is triggered by this virus. Your body gets it when your body is run down, and it just basically kind of malfunctions your immune system. So you feel fatigued, you feel, and it's not a fatigue like a regular tiredness. It's a fatigue as if you ran a marathon and every muscle in your body hurts, and it just, you don't have the energy. Your body feels heavy, like you can't even get out of bed. So this is the kind of fatigue I was feeling. It also comes with body aches, almost like you could compare it to having the flu, a really, really bad flu, that's just constant all the time. So that's what it was at its worst. It's gotten a lot better now, but that's what it was at its worst. And because of the cause, I felt like I pushed my body to the brink, and that's why it broke. So I was afraid of my body breaking any further. So I just kind of stopped. I just kind of stopped living. And I needed to stop and rest and kind of relinquish to the disease that was needed in order for me to heal. But I also was afraid to keep doing the things that I used to do. I was afraid to just live. So I kind of accepted that I was going to be living the rest of my life in bed. And so I did that for 2 years, to 2014. My husband looked at me and said, listen, you're a young woman, you have 2 young boys, and you have me, and I want to see you enjoy your life. You cannot continue to live like this. And so that woke me up. He woke me up. And also I had a girlfriend who also had chronic fatigue. And she told me that she ran in a Spartan race. I said, how in the world did you do that? But she really wanted to do this. She loved being active. And she was in bed for a week afterwards. But it was worth it because she was living true to what she truly enjoyed, true to what she always loved to do, which is being active. And I had to realize that I wasn't living true to my life, to what I enjoy. I always loved being active. I love spending time with my boys, biking, hiking, skating, being active, doing things, spending time with my husband, trying new experiences, trying new foods. And I wasn't doing any of that. And so I had to make a change. And so I realized, okay, you cannot do it the way you were, but you still need to be true to who you truly are. You need to find some joy in life still. So I found a way to do it within my circumstances. So let's say instead of spending all day doing an activity I love, I'd spend an hour or 2 doing it. Instead of my day would be full of 3 or 4 activities, 1. And so I was able to restore some quality of life and still do the things I love. And instead of spending a day with a girlfriend, I'd spend an hour with lunch or dinner. So I was still able to do the things I love and still stay true to who I was and still enjoy life.
Wow. You know, it's so encouraging because I know that there are going to be women listening to this who share your experience, and maybe they are on the side of where you were, where they're like, I don't know what to do. I feel like I've lost myself. So I really appreciate you being so transparent about just that journey and what it's been like, and how discouraged you were. And it also shows the importance of support. And that's another thing that I really hope people who are tuning in and paying attention, that, when you see a friend or loved one, someone going through this, sometimes you, like your husband did, you have to be that person that just says, enough. I am not going to let you give into this, right? I'm going to give you that extra push in a supportive way that says, you can do this, and I'm here to help make sure that we do this together. What a beautiful, beautiful story. And I know I say beautiful, but I know it's not been without, a lot of different various emotions as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. So you got to this point, you made adjustments, but then let's talk some more about just this pivotal moment. So where would you say the pivot obviously was in deciding, okay, I'm not going to just give in. I'm going to make some small moves and adjustments. But where else did you notice that you made a pivot?
Um, just in recognizing that, I have to be happy.
Yeah,
I have to maintain some quality of life,
yeah,
and this was me before. All the things that I love to do, I still have to find a way to do it, you
yeah,
know.
yeah,
It's going to be different. It's not going to look the same. But I still have to find a way to still be Edna Raquel. I have to still be me and do all the things that I love, and just differently, just a little different.
yeah, yeah. So, we always talk about the thing that you learn about yourself in these pivotal moments. So, what would you say that you learned is that important, unchanging thing that you learned about yourself or your viewpoint on life? What was that unchanging, important thing that you got from your pivotal moment?
Um, just to be real, to be true to who I am, and also reach out to those who can help me. To my friends, to my family, and also just letting them know the difference in me, the changes that I was going through.
Yeah,
When you go through a chronic illness, you can almost lose your identity because a lot of who we are is based on often our abilities. And so when a lot of these abilities are gone, um, you kind of lose who you are, because you're basing on these abilities. But I had to learn that, my abilities are not just who make me who I am, it's my qualities,
mm,
and that's what people, that's what draws people to you is your qualities. It's not your abilities. It's the kind of person you are, the
mm,
kindness you show, the love that you show. And I had to, just um, be true to who I was, be honest, and share with people what I was going through. It was kind of hard to. I'll be honest. It was a big adjustment for me to adjust to my new person, adjust to my new uh, limitations,
mhm.
and it was also hard for them because they expected certain things from me. They
Yeah,
expect me to do certain things, and I couldn't spend time with friends like I used to, and some of them didn't understand that at first,
yeah,
but I had to let them know in a way that they could understand that I was comfortable with. But eventually, and when as I adjusted to the new me, I was able to show them how to treat me, and they adjusted to the new me too. But it was a process because it was a process for me accepting that I was different, and just not able to do what I used to. But now they had to learn the new Edna, the new Edna Raquel, and be understanding and patient with my new limitations. But still, it was nice to be around friends who knew me for a while because they helped me remember who I was.
mm,
When I kind of lost sight of who I was, they reminded me, of who I was. This is Edna. This is Raquel. This is who you are. This is what we know. We remember. So I was like,
yeah.
okay, I can still be that. So having
Wow.
those around and just letting them know, what I was going through was very helpful in helping me to redefine who I am and still be true to who I was at heart.
Wow, wow. And you nicely segued into the adjustment portion. You talked about that, just
Mhm.
and I think again, I'm so glad that you shared that because I think whatever type of illness, or sometimes we talk with people who maybe it's even mental health challenges, right? It could be depression or whatever the case,
Mhm.
adjusting to sometimes seeing yourself different, and being okay with that, but also, as you talked about, really training people how to also accept you where you are. And
Mhm.
sometimes, as you're saying, many times friends, loved ones, supporters, they will adjust. Some people won't. And the adjustment is that you move on without them.
That's it. No, yeah, I had to choose them as my friends, those people who understood my limitations and wouldn't get angry with me if I couldn't commit to going out with them. I would I would have to make dates. Let's wait and see.
Yeah,
I'll let you know on the day of. That's how I had to do things, and I had to deal with people who could accept that, because on any given day I didn't know how I was going to feel. So I had to wait and see, and that's how I still. It's gotten better. I can kind of make dates, but it's
yeah.
still, it's kind of, I have to go with the flow and listen to my body, and it can be a challenge at times. But so
Wow,
yeah,
wow.
to surround myself with people who understood that.
Yeah. And a couple of things that you said that I just absolutely love. I mean, I love everything, but one was qualities over abilities. That is so important. And I think that's just worth really pulling out and kind of allowing that to sit in there a little bit, because, sometimes, and I always talk about, as much as we have to be on social media for business purposes and things like that, I always talk about social media. And one of the dangers is how we can start to compare ourselves with other people. We can get lost in that, what others' abilities look like, right? And what it seems like they're doing with their business and, fitness and all the other things in between. But I love what you
Hmm.
said. That's a really good grounding point. Not to get lost in focusing on your abilities, but focus on your qualities. Oh, I love that. I love that. And you also talked about choosing people who accepted your limitations. And again, that's worth pulling out there, because the reality is we have to sometimes just make it that clear. I choose to be around people who can accept my limitations, and those that can't, I choose not to be around. So I really, really love those statements. Yeah. So as we come to the end of our conversation, what would you like to leave with people? Like I said, you've dropped some good gems in there, but what else would you like to leave with everyone?
Well, another thing that I want to remind women, we're very in tune to our bodies, and very often we know that something is off, and we are our best advocate. So if you feel like something is not right and you don't feel well, you have to keep pushing until you get a satisfying answer. It took 4 years for me to get a satisfying answer, but I knew something wasn't right. And I was so relieved to finally find out. But that can happen. It can happen at times, but you're your best advocate. Don't let anyone think you're crazy. If you're not feeling well, and keep persisting until you get the help that you need. And if you are dealing with an illness, be true to who you are. You can still find joy. I felt like I had to recreate myself somewhat, but still be true to who you are at the core, and still find a way to enjoy life and find some quality in life.
I love it. Beautiful words. And of course, we mentioned Purity's Embrace, but tell us about what those products are and what that specific business is doing, and how people can even find you.
Okay. Well, like I mentioned, the skincare. Here's my pride and joy, my femme brulee body butter. Here's some other products. My facial serum
Mhm.
and bubbly. But you can find me on Instagram at Purity's Embrace. Also, puritiesembrace.com is my website. And like I mentioned, I'm not only a skincare formulator, but I'm a wellness advocate. So I'm really trying to help raise awareness around another health issue that I have, and that's endometriosis. And that's another health problem that can take many women years to get a diagnosis. And many have it without even knowing that they have it. So, I want to raise awareness around that. In fact, I'm planning to write a book, how to treat endometriosis naturally without having a hysterectomy, which is what many women end up having to do. Also, how to still maintain your identity and still have joy with a chronic illness. That's another book I want to write. And also, I've had to change my diet and learn to live gluten-free. So I'm going to be writing a gluten-free cookbook and also having live classes, cooking classes. So I understanding the challenges of chronic illness. I also want to help women who are dealing with chronic illness. Many of them can't work regular full-time jobs. I would also like to be able to help them to become entrepreneurs as well, to use whatever gifts they have to be able to monetize it and to be able to, feel good about themselves and take care of themselves.
Wow, I am so excited about all the things that you have going on and the things to come. And I know when you sent over your information, one thing that really stood out to me was your goal is to improve the health of 10,000 women. Yes. So I know women, if you are listening to this and you have had issues, challenges, reach out to Edna. Reach out. If you know someone, share this video. Let's help her help 10,000 women because we need things like that.
Absolutely. I need help to do that. We need to spread the word.
Oh, I love it. And once again, so what is the best way for people to connect with you?
They can connect. They can DM me on Instagram. That's probably the best way.
Okay.
And Facebook also. I'm on Facebook, Purity's Embrace. They can contact me there. And again, I want to help people to feel beautiful without the risks, without no side effects, no bad health side effects. So that's my goal.
Yes, Purity's Embrace. Of course, the information will be in the show notes. It'll be on the screen if you're watching. For those listening, it'll be in the show notes. But Purity's Embrace, check it out. I'm just so excited again for all that you're doing. I'm so glad that you came on the show and had the conversation because I know that you've been working very hard to just educate people and to get your name and your brand out there. So I'm excited to be able to help support you and do whatever I can to help you reach your goal of 10,000 women.
Yeah. Awesome. Thank you, Lena.
You're so welcome. Well, once again, another amazing conversation at Pivotal Moments. I thank you, Edna, for the conversation. I thank you all for listening, watching, however you are tuned into today's show. I appreciate you so much. And we will see you next time on Pivotal Moments with Lena.
Thank you. Bye-bye.